Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and stay with us until the end of this video, because today we are talking about a coin that many people have seen, many have ignored, and a few lucky collectors have kept safely for years without realizing its true potential. If you enjoy learning about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the fascinating stories behind everyday money, make sure you are subscribed so you never miss an opportunity that could be sitting quietly in your own drawer. Now imagine this for a moment. You open an old box that has been sitting in your house for years. Maybe it belonged to your father, your grandfather, or perhaps it came from a small collection you started decades ago. Inside that box are coins from different countries, different years, and different memories. Most people would glance at them for a few seconds and then close the box again. But a true collector knows that sometimes the smallest and most ordinary-looking coin can carry a story far more valuable than its face value. Today our focus is on a coin from South Africa that quietly entered circulation in 1991. At that time, the world was very different. The early 1990s were a period of change, political transformation, and economic shifts across many countries. South Africa was standing on the edge of a historic transition, and coins minted during that time carry the silent witness of that era. One of those coins is the 1991 2 Rand coin. At first glance, this coin may look simple. It is round, strong, and designed with the kind of durability expected from circulating currency. But collectors understand that a coin is never just metal. It is history pressed into shape. The designs chosen, the year it was minted, the number produced, and even the small variations that appear during production all play a role in determining how special a coin may become. The 1991 2 Rand coin carries the image of the national symbol that represents strength, heritage, and identity. For many collectors, the appeal of this coin begins with its design. The engraving is detailed, balanced, and reflects the artistic style used in South African minting during that period. Older collectors often say that coins from the late 20th century have a character that modern coins sometimes lack, but design alone does not make a coin interesting to collectors. What truly captures attention is the story behind its survival. Think about how many coins are produced in a single year. Millions enter circulation, passing from hand to hand, market to market, pocket to pocket. Over time, they become scratched, worn down, damaged, or simply lost. Very few survive in excellent condition. This is where collectors begin to pay attention. A 1991 2 Rand coin that has been heavily used may still carry historical interest, but one that has been preserved carefully, with sharp details and minimal wear, becomes something very different. Experienced collectors examine the edges, the shine, the sharpness of the lettering, and the clarity of the images. These small details can turn an ordinary coin into a sought-after collectible. Another factor that makes certain coins fascinating is the possibility of mint variations. During the minting process, even a tiny change in die alignment, metal mixture, or striking pressure can produce coins with unique characteristics. Most people would never notice these differences, but collectors spend years training their eyes to spot them. When such a variation is discovered in a coin from a significant year, like 1991, interest grows quickly. For older collectors especially, coins like this are more than investments. They are reminders of time passing. Many viewers watching today may remember the early 1990s clearly. It was a period when the world was changing rapidly, and coins from that time traveled through countless hands during daily life. To hold one now is like holding a small piece of that moment in history. Some collectors enjoy searching through old coin jars, inherited collections, or forgotten travel souvenirs hoping to find pieces like the 1991 2 Rand coin. The excitement comes from the possibility that a coin overlooked for years might actually hold significant value in the collector market. Stories circulate among collectors about people discovering rare coins in the most ordinary places: an old wallet, a garage box, a market purchase, or a gift received decades ago. That is why patience is one of the most important qualities in coin collecting. A serious collector does not rush. He studies the coin carefully. He looks at the year, the mint quality, and the condition. He compares it with other examples and learns the small signs that reveal whether a coin is common or something much more unusual. The 1991 2 Rand coin continues to attract attention among collectors who specialize in South African currency. Its connection to a turning point in the country's history adds a layer of meaning that goes beyond metal and numbers. Coins like this remind us that money is not just used for buying and selling. It also becomes a record of nations, cultures, and moments that shaped the world. If you have ever traveled, received coins from relatives, or kept old currency from past years, it may be worth taking another look. Many valuable collections started with just a few coins kept out of curiosity. Over time, those small beginnings turned into collections admired by historians and collectors around the world. So, if you have a box of old coins somewhere in your home, today might be a good day to open it again. Look closely. Check the years. Notice the details that you may have ignored before. You never know when a coin like the 1991 2 Rand from South Africa might appear in your collection. And now we come to the question many viewers have been waiting for since the beginning of this video. What could a 1991 2 Rand coin actually be worth today? In ordinary circulated condition, many of these coins remain affordable for collectors. However, when a 1991 2 Rand coin appears in exceptional condition, especially if it shows rare mint characteristics or has been preserved almost perfectly, its value in the collector world can rise dramatically. Before we begin, take 1 second to subscribe to this channel, because what you're about to hear is not just a coin story. It's a story about history, power, and the kind of legacy that men understand only after years of experience. Picture this for a moment. You're holding a coin in your hand. It feels solid, heavy, honest. Not digital, not virtual, not something that disappears with a power cut. A real object. Cold metal. Sharp edges. A piece of time that has survived governments, crises, and changing generations. This is not just spare change. This is South Africa's 2 Rand coin from 1998, and its story is far bigger than most people ever realize. For many men over 55, money used to mean something different. You earned it with your hands, your sweat, your patience. You trusted things you could touch. Gold watches, land, tools, coins. And that's exactly why this coin matters. The 1998 2 Rand wasn't created to be flashy. It was created in a time when South Africa was redefining itself, stepping into a new era after decades of struggle, negotiation, and transformation. That year sits at a crossroads of old values and new beginnings. The 2 Rand denomination itself carries weight. It wasn't pocket change meant to be ignored. It represented stability, daily trade, and confidence in a growing nation. By 1998, South Africa had already passed through the most intense political change of the 1990s. What remained was the task of rebuilding identity, trust, and pride. Coins minted in this period quietly carry that responsibility in metal form. Now let's talk about what makes this particular coin special. It's not only about age. It's not ancient. It's not medieval. Its power comes from precision, scarcity, and timing. The 1998 2 Rand was produced under specific minting conditions, using materials and processes that were not repeated the same way in later years. Subtle variations, mint marks, strike quality, and preservation are everything. To the untrained eye, it looks ordinary. To a seasoned collector, it's a signal. Men who have lived long enough know this truth. The most valuable things rarely announce themselves loudly. They sit quietly, waiting for the right eyes. This coin is exactly that kind of object. Many were spent, scratched, lost, or forgotten. Very few survived in pristine condition. Even fewer were properly stored, untouched by moisture, fingerprints, or circulation wear. Collectors don't chase noise. They chase stories. And this coin has one. It represents a moment when South Africa stood on its own feet, when confidence was being rebuilt one decision at a time. Coins from that era carry national psychology. They are physical proof of survival and resilience. Now imagine a man in his late 60s, sitting at a table, turning this coin between his fingers. He remembers a time before smartphones, before online banking, before money became invisible. He understands the discipline it takes to preserve value over decades. He understands patience. This coin speaks directly to that mindset. What truly separates legendary coins from common ones is condition and context. A 1998 2 rand that was never circulated, never cleaned, never damaged, graded at the highest level, becomes something else entirely. It stops being currency and becomes an artifact. And artifacts don't follow everyday pricing rules. They follow desire, competition, and legacy. Auction rooms are not filled with beginners. They're filled with men who know exactly what they're looking at. They don't rush. They wait. And when something rare appears, they move decisively. Coins like this don't sell because of metal value. They sell because of symbolism, timing, and the knowledge that there will never be another first 1998 2 rand from that exact minting moment ever again. This is where many people get it wrong. They think value comes from size or shine. In reality, value comes from scarcity plus demand plus story. And this coin has all three. As years pass, fewer perfect examples remain. Collections get locked away. Estates change hands. Availability shrinks. Meanwhile, interest grows, especially among collectors who appreciate post-20th century transitional coins. For older men, there's another layer here. This coin represents something solid in an unstable world. Markets rise and fall. Digital numbers vanish. But a rare coin, authenticated and preserved, remains real. You can hold it. You can pass it down. You can look at it and remember where you were when the world was changing. This is why serious collectors don't laugh at modern-era coins anymore. They study them. They hunt them. They protect them. Because they understand that today's overlooked object can become tomorrow's crown jewel. And now, after understanding the history, the symbolism, the rarity, and the mindset of those who truly control the collector world, here is the number that makes people pause, lean forward, and listen closely. Before we dive into today's treasure, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss the incredible stories we uncover together. You won't want to miss a single moment of what we have coming up today. Now, imagine this: a small, unassuming piece of metal resting quietly in your hand. One that, at first glance, seems like any other coin in your pocket or drawer. But this isn't just any coin. This is a coin with a story, a legacy, and a value that could make even the most seasoned collectors stop and stare. Today, we're talking about a very special coin from South Africa, the 2 rand from 2004. Let's take a step back for a moment. Coins, for many of us, are more than just currency. They're history you can hold, fragments of time captured in metal. For a generation that remembers the sound of coins jingling in pockets, or the anticipation of flipping over a coin to call heads or tails, each piece carries a memory. And the 2 rand coin from 2004 is no exception. The year 2004 may not seem particularly historic at first, but in the numismatic world, it holds secrets that many might overlook. South Africa, a country known for its rich culture, breathtaking landscapes, and deep history, has long been a source of remarkable coins, each telling a story of its people, its struggles, and its triumphs. This particular 2 rand coin was minted in a time of transition and growth, a period when South Africa was solidifying its identity in the global economy while honoring its natural heritage and wildlife through art and design on its currency. Now, think about the design for a moment. It's simple, yet it captures something powerful: the elegance of South African coinage. The obverse, with the image of the national emblem or a familiar symbol, connects you instantly to the heart of South Africa. It's not just metal. It's a conversation piece, a link to a culture that is both resilient and proud. The reverse, usually showcasing iconic animals or historical motifs, tells a story in its own right. These details might seem small, but to collectors, each element matters because they speak to authenticity, craftsmanship, and rarity. What makes this coin truly remarkable, though, is not just its design or origin. It's the story of its scarcity and the intrigue surrounding it. You see, not all coins are made equal. Some are produced in vast quantities, never attracting the attention of collectors beyond their face value. Others, like this 2 Rand 2004, have a twist in their tail, a flaw, a limited mintage, or a design variation that makes them exceedingly rare. And it's those twists that turn ordinary coins into legends. For decades, collectors have hunted for coins that are more than their nominal value. And in that hunt, a legend was born. The 2 Rand 2004 became one of those pieces that every serious collector dreams of. It represents a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical significance. Some coins of this type were minted in limited numbers due to specific production constraints. Others were lost over time, melted down, or simply disappeared into private collections. What remains today is a whisper of the past, something tangible yet elusive, waiting for the right person to recognize its true worth. Imagine holding one of these coins in your hand. The weight, the texture, the fine details of the design, they're all reminders that this is not ordinary currency. It's a collectible, a piece of history. And for those who appreciate the nuances of coin collecting, it's priceless. And yet, there's more. For those who see beyond the metal, beyond the years stamped on its face, this coin tells a story about patience, insight, and the thrill of discovery. Many of us grew up in a time when coins weren't just money, they were treasures. Whether it was finding a rare penny in a pocket change jar or carefully saving commemorative coins from special occasions, there's a certain satisfaction in knowing that something so small can hold so much value. And that's exactly what makes the 2 Rand 2004 so fascinating. It's a piece of nostalgia, a tangible connection to a moment in time, and a potential game changer in the world of collecting. Collectors often talk about coins like they're old friends. And in many ways, they are. They carry the energy of the era they were created in, the hopes and dreams of the people who used them, and sometimes the whispers of fortune for those wise enough to hold on to them. The 2 Rand 2004 has become one of those legendary coins. Over the years, stories have circulated among collectors, numismatists, and enthusiasts about its unique characteristics and the incredible prices it can command. Now, let's talk about what really gets collectors' hearts racing: value. Not just the face value stamped on the coin, not just the history, but the staggering real-world worth that some of these rare coins have achieved. In the case of the 2 Rand 2004, it's a number that seems almost unbelievable at first glance. Many would dismiss it as a rumor, an exaggeration. But those in the know understand that for coins like this, the value isn't just theoretical. It's tangible, verified, and absolutely astonishing. The rarity, the condition, and the historical significance of this coin converge to create something extraordinary. It's the kind of coin that commands attention in auctions, sparks conversations among collectors, and makes seasoned numismatists double-check their assumptions. And here's the kicker. If you were lucky enough to own one of these coins in pristine condition, it could be worth an astonishing $27.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. $27.2 million for a small coin that many might overlook if they saw it in their change. That it's a number that can make you pause and reflect. It's not just wealth. It's the realization that history, rarity, and a bit of luck can transform something ordinary into something legendary. It's also a reminder for all of us to pay attention to the details, to appreciate the treasures that might be hiding in plain sight, and to never underestimate the value of patience, knowledge, and careful observation. As you think about your own collections, your memories of coins from childhood, or even the coins sitting quietly in a drawer somewhere, remember this. Sometimes, history is hiding in the smallest places, waiting for the right eyes to discover it. The 2 Rand 2004 is not just a coin. It's a story, a challenge, and for a very lucky few, a life-changing treasure. Before we wrap up, I want you to imagine the excitement of holding this coin, knowing the story behind it, understanding its rarity, and realizing the magnitude of its worth. This isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to history, a conversation starter, and potentially a fortune beyond imagination. And that's why collectors and enthusiasts around the world continue to search for pieces like this, carefully preserving them, sharing their stories, and keeping the legacy alive for generations to come. So, if you're inspired by stories of hidden treasures, rare coins, and the thrill of discovery, make sure you stay connected. Hit that subscribe button, join the community of like-minded enthusiasts, and never miss a chance to uncover another piece of history. And remember, the next time you glance at a coin, it might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. Like the incredible 2 Rand 2004 from South Africa, valued at a jaw-dropping $27.2 million. Imagine holding a coin no larger than your thumb, yet carrying within it the whispers of history, identity, and prestige. This is not just any coin. This is the 2007 South African 2 Rand, a seemingly simple piece of metal that bears far more than just a face value. On one side, the national coat of arms rises in fine detail. The shield, the tusks, the secretary bird in flight, all composed in a delicate balance of symmetry and symbolism. Beneath it is inscribed, K-E-E-Zera-K, a phrase from the Zam language meaning diverse people unite. Around the edges, the country's name appears in English and Tsonga, South Africa, Afrikaans. On the reverse, a majestic greater kudu stands poised, its horns spiraling skyward, the engraver's initials ALS tucked near the denomination 2 Rand. At first glance, it may look like an everyday circulating coin, and in fact, millions were minted. The standard version, struck in nickel-plated copper, weighs about 5.50 grams, has a diameter of 23 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. Its edges are milled and interrupted in 5 segments, giving it a distinctive feel between your fingers. This coin belongs to South Africa's third decimal series, introduced in 1989, designed to replace earlier currency systems and bring unity to the nation's coinage design. In 2007 alone, more than 32.58 million of these coins were struck. Munstuck.com plus 2 online coin club plus 2, yet within that vast mintage lies a twist: proof strikes. A limited number of these coins were produced as proofs, coins struck with special care, polished planchets, and sharper detail. The proof versions exist in a handful of specimens, around 1,280, and are set aside for collectors. Online Coin Club plus 2 Munstuck.com plus 2 to hold one in your hand is to hold a rarity far beyond the circulation pieces. Why is this coin so compelling? Because its design, its symbols, and its era converge in a meaningful way. The coat of arms adopted in 2000 speaks to a post-apartheid identity, a nation redefined. The motto in the indigenous language evokes unity through diversity. The kudu, a native antelope, represents strength and grace. Each detail is carefully chosen, each line purposeful. The coin is more than currency. It is art, narrative, and memory struck in metal. Collectors may look first at scarcity, though the circulation version is quite common. Only a tiny fraction survive in uncirculated condition, and fewer still in perfect proof form. The proof piece from 2007 is not easily found, and when one emerges in the market, it draws immediate attention. Beyond scarcity, condition matters. Flaws, scratches, toning, and handling all erode value. A pristine proof, with mirror fields and frosted devices, commands the highest premiums. Next, provenance and certification elevate desirability. A coin certified by a reputed numismatic grading service with a verifiable history promises authenticity and trust. Contrary to what many believe, age is not the sole measure of a coin's worth. A coin minted in the 1800s but abundant in supply may be less prized than a modern proof struck in limited quantity. This 2007 coin sits at an intersection, modern yet historic, symbolic yet tangible. Its design reflects a transitional era in South Africa. Its proof rarity anchors its collectability. Its potential for long-term appreciation lies in the delicate balance between historical relevance and physical scarcity. Imagine introducing this coin to viewers, the smooth edge, the gleam of its surface, the two sides telling different stories. Speak of how ordinary coins pass unnoticed through pockets and registers. Yet proof coins are treasures rarely seen. You might describe setting up a close-up shot. The coat of arms softly lit to reveal every line. The kudu's curves accentuated by shadow. You could narrate the symbolism behind the motto and how such inscriptions tie coinage to national identity. Then let the camera follow the edge, subtly showing the interrupted milling, the texture that separates this coin from everyday change. You might next weave in the journey from mint to collector, how the South African Mint and Centurion oversaw production, how proof coins were segregated, how many survived decades of handling or neglect. Mention that in the marketplace today, ordinary 2007 2 Rand coins trade at only a few dollars at most. Numismatic catalogs list their value between roughly $2 to $3 for circulated pieces and modestly higher for ones in near-mint condition. Ferronum plus 2 Nemista plus 2, but the proof piece stands in a different stratum entirely. Its rarity transforms it from everyday coinage into a numismatic trophy to make the coin compelling to your audience. Dwell not just on the metal and motif, but on the stories it carries. The nation's rebirth, the role of language and culture, the quiet pride of a design that reaches across divides. Invite your audience to imagine owning a piece of that story. Address the skeptical viewer. You might ask, why pay so much for one coin from 2007? The answer lies in what that coin represents. Not just minting, but meaning. Not just metal, but memory. Then lead them gently to the climax. Paint the prestige of owning a coin that few will ever see, let alone hold. A proof 2 Rand from 2007, preserved in pristine condition, certified, ready to be the centerpiece of a collection. Such a coin doesn't just sit in a drawer, it becomes a legacy. As interest in modern coins with deep symbolism grows, as collectors seek stories not just age, this coin has the potential to appreciate in stature and value.